everybody. My name is Chidi. I'm reaching you from Toronto, Canada. Today is Nigeria's Democracy Day, June 12th. Before I go on, I'd like to pause and thank all our subscribers, all our supporters. Thank you guys for getting us to 2,000 subscribers. It's been slowly coming, but we're very grateful. As you all know, we started our channel all over again. We're close to 10,000 because before YouTube shut us down because of a few bad people. But it's okay, we'll put it behind us and we're moving forward. And shout out to all those people in the Take It Back movement and every other person who is working hard to restore a bright future for the citizens of our great country, Nigeria. Like I said, today is June 12th. The federal government of Nigeria has declared it Democracy Day from 29th of May that it used to be. Well, actually, it's become like a national Democracy Day, as one of my friends would say. According to him, in the western part of Nigeria, people have always celebrated June 12th as Democracy Day. So, I mean, it just became national. Everybody else is meant to celebrate it now, or mark it, not like mark it, because there isn't so much to celebrate about our democracy other than the fact that we're no longer in military rule. But if you ask me, it's not much about celebrating as it is about reflection. So it's a time for us to reflect on how far we've gone with democracy in Nigeria. And to do this, I'm just going to be talking generally about the state of the Nigerian nation as regards freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom, just people's freedom to exercise their democratic rights as provided in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you've not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna stop eating gum, so I look a little decent, okay? So some people don't get distracted and they don't listen to me because, oh Chidi, you're chewing gum. People always find there's something wrong with something you're doing. Sorry guys, I'm a bit tired. I wanted to do this video before the close of work, but hey, your job comes first. So I'm doing this at the end of the day when you're tired. You've been working so hard, so bear with me. Now, democracy in Nigeria, which is the government of the people, by the people, has come a long way. You know, since the military handed over the leadership of the country to civilians, we've had a lot of experiments with democracy until, for the first time, we have a government, an opposition government, for the first time winning the incumbent government. I'm talking about the APC-led government winning the PDP, and we having our president as former military. He was a past president actually, but he was a military man then. I'm giving this background, guys, because of people who don't know much about Nigeria or why we're celebrating, of why we're marking June 12th as Democracy Day. So Buhari won as the president, but he used to be a military president of Nigeria a long time ago. Now he got a chance now to be a civilian president of Nigeria with his party, the APC. Now, some time ago, when the military was supposed to hand over power to civilians, right before they actually did it, an election was conducted, and the person of Moshood MKO Abiola won the election. The election was declared. He was supposed to be declared winner because the results showed clearly that he led, and he was supposed to be declared the winner of the election. But to the surprise of everybody, the then military president Babangida annulled the election and said, for reasons best known to them, Abiola was not going to be declared the winner of the election, and so Abiola did not become the president of Nigeria. And this election was he was supposed to be declared winner on June 12th, and it never happened. And so every year there was so much demonstration, there was rioting, people resisted the military. They wanted to conduct another election, but I think both parties then, the SDP and SDP and ANC, I don't remember, but they refused. They just wanted the INEC, the body in charge of elections, to declare Abiola the winner. That never happened. That was during the time of Babangida, and later we had Shonekon coming to be the president of the interim government then. Anyway, cut the whole story short, eventually Abacha took over and became the president. Then, under some funny circumstances, Abiola died. People believe he was murdered, he was poisoned, but he got killed. And Abacha also died mysteriously. Both of them under funny circumstances. But people who are civil liberty activists have maintained that MKO Abiola should be declared the winner of that election and should be honored even in his absence. Recently, the presidential candidates, well, not presidential candidate, but the presidential aspirant and the leader of the Take It Back movement, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, the founder of the Sahara Media Company, Sahara TV and Sahara online blogs and newspaper. He recently said in one of his town hall meetings that if made the president, he was going to declare June 12th a National Democracy Day. Only a couple of days later, after he made that declaration, the federal government came out with an order saying, or released some document saying that June 12th will now be marked as Democracy Day. And so Sowore and the Take It Back movement claim that the federal government, or the president by extension, stole Showore's idea. And it's been a talking point in his town hall meetings. You know, I think studying the situation and the turn of events, you would see that they are actually right, because the federal government never said anything about June 12th, and coincidentally it was when Sowore talked about it that they decided that they were gonna do June 12th. Anyways, democracy in Nigeria has a lot that it needs to address. Okay, I come from the eastern part of Nigeria, and I can tell you emphatically that the people of the eastern part of Nigeria, including all the south and all the southeast states and areas, have not had it well. Okay, they have really suffered a lot of marginalization. They have suffered an imbalance in the distribution of the wealth of the country. If you go to the Niger Delta, this is the place where the oil that forms the overnight, I would say over close to 90% of Nigeria's revenue. The oil that provides that revenue comes from this place, and these places suffer a lot of harm and environmental pollution because of the activities of oil explorers and the oil companies in these regions. So their source of livelihood, which is farming, has already been destroyed by pollution as a result of, you know, the drilling activities happening there. But even with that, you go to these areas, there are no good roads, there is no electricity, there's no pipe-on water, people are poor, no good schools, the youths are jobless. Just tons and tons of stories of hopelessness is what you get in these areas. And yet this is the place where, if you hear that Nigeria made 38 trillion zillion money, it is coming out of these places. If you hear that ministers are sharing money, it's money that came out of these areas. If you hear that the government is embarking on one heavy project in one other part of Nigeria, most probably it is being embarked on with money from this area. I'm not saying that other areas of the country don't provide, you know, a source of income for revenue for the government, but we all know that the bigger percentage of the government revenue comes from the south, okay, and it is through oil. So when we look at democracy, which promotes equality and a balance in the distribution of a country's wealth, you will agree with me that we have not practiced democracy very well. Now, when you also consider justice, you would see that the people of the south and south and southeast have suffered so much that the people of these areas, the people of areas delineated as the former Biafra, you know, when Biafra was declared in 1967, the people from these areas actually wanted out of the Nigerian nation. They wanted out. They started agitating for Biafra. They said, give us Biafra. We don't want to be part of this union anymore. There is no need to be part of this union because you don't think about us. You don't share the resources that we all have as a nation equally, and yet you say that we are one Nigeria. They didn't believe in that one Nigeria analogy thing, and led by Nnamdi Kanu, they staged a protest. Not just one protest, many protests, but they actually embarked on civil disobedience. You know, and there was a lot of confrontation between groups like IPOB and the federal government as a result of IPOB seeking to be given the independent state of Biafra. This also led to a lot of people, and especially young people, losing their lives in most of these activities of resistance against the government of the day. Corruption. The government has been very partial when it comes to fighting corruption. They have adopted a system whereby if someone had anything to do with the government, with the government of the day, and there was a case against them and some other person who was not, affiliated with the government of the day, the person who has ties to the government of the day will be presented as a good person or someone who was being victimized, while the other person was criminalized. It became so bad that people criticize and are still criticizing the government of the day of double standards and telling them that this thing you say you're fighting, corruption, you're really not fighting corruption. It must be some other war that you're fighting, because you pick and choose who you want to target and be made to look like a criminal, while other people, you portray them as saints. This doesn't go down so well with a lot of people. All I'm saying in essence is that yes, we've come a long way with democracy. Yes, the government has just declared June 12 Democracy Day in Nigeria, but there's still so much that needs to be done. I cannot begin to enumerate here lots and lots of things that have been recorded as failures of the government of the day. It's come to a point where people have concluded that the only alternative is a replacement of the government of the day in Nigeria. Other people have said, okay, let's let it rule us for another 4 years. And other people have yet said that if you allow him to rule us, we'll all be dead at the end of the 4 years. So what do you think? Please leave in the comment box whatever you think. Should we have a change in government, or should we allow the incumbent president to finish his next 4 terms? Do we trust him to change? He came in through on the oil with the change mantra and with the broom insignia, where they say they are going to sweep poverty and everything else that is not working out of Nigeria. Well, do you think they did what they said they were going to do? Please send me a note, drop me something in the comment box and tell me how you feel. Well guys, I'm actually very tired, and I'd like to thank you for giving me your ears. It's not a lot of things I wanted to say that I ended up saying, but I wanted to do the video. I'll probably do another one, but if this is the only video I do about Democracy Day, just know that I personally think that the future of Nigeria lies in the hands of the youth. I also think that the youth should be allowed to take their destinies in their hands in Nigeria. We're able to do it. We did it before, and we can do it again. You must take back your country. All right, this is Chidi reporting from Worship Media Car Studio in Toronto, Canada. I'm out.